My policy don't bother me. Do it well with no apologies. Show you how to rap without the cap. Not everybody acknowledge me. Niggas singing like hoes, looking like these bitches. Stay perpetrating like you in the trenches. So like your girlfriend that handle your business. Talk about a bag, just like a ain't hard to tell that I'm on your ass. First place while you in last. You was built for the trash, I'm built to blast. Say what you wish while I light a spliff. Clear ignition when I give the gift. I keep it lit, the results are swift. That whack energy don't make the list. Put me in the box and I'll broke it. So-called competition, I smoked it. Yeah, like we always do about this time. My name is Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And my special guest on the line is Age Time representative, artist, producer. If you don't know who I'm talking about the one and only Time Bomb. What's going on, brother?
What's good? What's good with y'all? Good people.
Just chilling, man. So let's start at the beginning, man. When did you start with your musical journey?
I've been wanting to do music since I was very little. Very little, man. I always been around it, but I ain't get really seriously started to like 2009 to 2010, and I did a little bit, and I know that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. And it's crazy because I said I was going to build me a home studio, but when I first got out, the home studio was at my front door. One of my partners, K-Rise, needed a place to record, and I had an extra garage room, and that's where we started at.
Oh, okay. And what year was that?
This was in 2010.
Oh, okay, okay.
2010.
And since then, how many projects have you released as an artist?
I got six personal, working on my sixth personal album, and I done produced three different albums.
Okay.
Not included what my nephews and them got it going on. They got a mixtape, and they under my umbrella, but they RICFN. They gonna be the future. My nephews, Jay Bucks, he produced all their music, edit videos, make all their beats, and he rap. And they still pushing RICFN.
That's what's up, man. And was there anybody that you work with that you have great memories of?
Oh yeah, a couple of. For one, I got an album with Mr. 32. I learned a lot from him, and then I worked 2 years straight with Icy Hot while he was working on his Hustle Instructions project. I was working on my family business project in the same studio, so we got a lot of collaboration. But I've been knowing Icy for a long time before we started doing music. When I got serious, he was one of the first ones over there to come out to give me a hand, give me a little pointers. Really, mostly Icy Hot and Mr. 32 is the legends that I can say that helped me along the way and gave me some game and stuff to try to tell me what not to do and not the mistakes they not to have. And then, like, what I learned from Icy mostly, he one of the few older producers that took the transition from hardware to software. If you notice, a lot of them older producers, they making a lot of beats. That's because they probably not computer savvy. They mostly into the hardware and the software. Everything turning digital. That's why you're getting a lot of these young producers that's hot. But I can say, Icy Hot, well, I seen him make the transition from like a hardware producer to a software producer. And I think a lot of the older producers having problems with that. Now, that's why you don't hear a lot of tracks from the older producers.
Well, I plan on working with Icy Hot, you know what I'm saying, on some music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's some interesting facts that I did not know.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you was, how was it working with 3-2?
3-2 man had a hell. I don't care what they say. He had a hell of a work ethic. He always trying to get some work in. Well, I used to meet him up early in the morning. I said, 3, before you go, let's get something in before you go. Don't be 30 minutes. 3 come in there. Wasn't a whole bunch of talking. We play the beat. He write his verse or write the hook. Then I recorded them. By the time we get it, I had to have them slow down because 3 was getting ahead of me on the project. Because 3, you getting 2 verses on every and the hook. Well, I got to work, baby. I got to work. So by the time I'm recording and doing my verse, he writing another verse, but it wasn't good. He got a real good work ethic. He always thinking about the next big thing to do.
That's what's up, man. How do you feel about the current the current state of Houston rap music?
For me, to be honestly, it's still in the screwed up era, them kind of eras. Not taking that from one of those guys, but seem like everybody's still on that thing. I know that's a part of our culture, but I think to make it, you got to be different and adapt when the industry adapt to what they're looking for. But Houston got a lot of talent. It's just spread out and did. And then if you look at Houston, it's a big area of talent, but it ain't nowhere like New York or LA where you can just drive across town and get a deal. It's hard down here for artists in Houston because we ain't got no outlet right here in the city that ain't like the dudes in Atlanta, New York, in LA. They can drive across town and pull up on a record company and give them their music and probably can get a deal on the spot. And see, we down here in Texas, we ain't got that outlet, but Rap A Lot, what was the record company in Houston that you can just drive into and get like a 6-figure deal today? And Houston just do that, but they does have a lot of underground talent in Houston, a lot of underground talent.
But what you saying is a very important question that requires an answer, because I would think a city as big as Houston, and with the scene that it's had from what I remember, it should be a place where artists can go and get a deal. But to my recollection, it's only 2 labels within the city right now, and you know what I'm saying, it's like I don't know what either one of them are doing, but it's a lot of talent on the streets. It's a lot of people who are independent as well. You have to factor that in too, because I feel like as an artist, technology has afforded us artists to take control of our music like never before. Because if we can,
we got to the point where we can take control of the production part. I don't think we really gotten to where we going in and really trying to market our music like talking about like the other players do. The independent, we doing everything independent, but I think it's the hardest thing as an independent artist is marketing it and getting your music to a different area of listeners and platforms when you got to do that stuff. It's hard being like the big record companies, they got people to do that. They got people just for marketing. But when you're independent, a lot of independent artists look over people getting the marketing for them, though. They try to do everything they still wish they got to as independent, but they don't have nobody in their thing that's focused just on marketing your music.
Yeah, and that's real. Cause I'm currently in the process of doing that myself with my own music.
Yeah.
And what are your plans musically for 2022?
22. Well, I got an album coming. I almost finished. I'm waiting on a couple of features, and I'm getting this mixed and mastered. My 6th album called Timeless. Later on this year, I'm gonna do a greatest hits of Time Bomb Entertainment, because I done got a lot of music and a lot of different features for people that I ain't released the music yet. I got some old songs that I haven't released with 3-2, and just gonna put out an album that's some of the songs that sweep through that didn't get the albums that was worthy enough to go on the album. I'm just trying to get them songs. Like I got some songs with 3-2. I think I got a couple of songs with Icy, and then a couple of songs individual people I like did, but they didn't never put no album out. So I'm just gonna do a Time Bomb greatest hits towards the end of the year. And as far as that concerned, my goal is 10 albums. So I got after this one, I got 4 more to go. Then I'm gonna concentrate just on my the music for my my sons and my nephews and stuff, and particularly Moses producing. I just had like a personal goal to do 10 when I got to about 4, and I'm gonna try to stick to that until something happens. My main thing right now is just building on, making on the catalog and increasing production. Thank you, boy.
That's what's up.
Want some juice? Want some juice? I want some juice.
And are there any other plans to get into any other business endeavors?
Well, musically or outside music?
It could be outside of music because like movies and things are an extension of the music.
I was just about to get to that. My brother, Rocker, he was kind of in a wheelchair. He had started writing a book. That's one of the things I want to write a book and I want to write a movie. As soon as I get the software, I had the software because I think I could write a little book, and I think with the softwares they got today and write a movie script to make it a little easier from what I've seen. So that is what I want to do, start writing on a book and a movie script, really.
Well, I look forward to experiencing both of those because I myself recently wrote a book, and I've written several movie scripts. So you know what I'm saying. So I'll be interested in seeing what other people got going on those fronts as well. You know what I'm saying.
I got like couple of people that that do real good in shooting like movie scripts. That's all they do. One of my friends, he used to be my barber. That's all he do is shoot for movie scripts. But once I get it wrote, I see what the budget is to try to film it myself, or I might send it to out to somewhere. Because one of my friends that wrote a book, they want you to break your books down in a series. He had one of his books to one of the scripts he wrote to Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry liked it, but he wanted him to break it down into a series like they doing everything on the movies now. They taking like one movie and breaking it down into series.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually stretching it out, actually.
Yeah, actually stretching it out, though. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but that's cool, though. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got to ask you these hip-hop questions. You know how this go. Does Time Bomb have a top 5 best rappers? And before you answer, I'm going to just say this. I know that there's a lot of great rappers in the world or that you have heard. So, I mean, we can do top 5 of all time. We could do top 5 best groups. And if you listen to music now, a top 5 for right now. If you listen to it.
Okay. My top 5 all time is going to be Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, Too Short, and Scarface.
I can't complain about that top 5.
Okay, I left him in them out, but he up there. He would have been a tie for one of them in there. Okay, the top 5 groups: NWA, Street Military, number 2 of all time, Public Enemy, Wu-Tang Clan, and the Hot Boys. Favorite new artists. I can't take one from this new artist. I like, first of all, we put Lil Baby. Lil Baby is one of my top favorites. And I can't go too far past probably say Kendrick Lamar. I like Dub Baby on some songs. I liked it Pop Smoke, and I liked it Rod Wave.
Okay.
For my new school artists. But Lil Baby, ain't nobody close to him as far as my personal listening to him as a new school artist. That's the only one I can really get into and listen to all his music. Lil Baby.
And I have to ask you why. Why do you feel that way?
For a younger dude, he got a lot of context. Not only because I listened to a lot of his songs, and then I seen him have been through a lot. I think he's a humble dude. I just like Lil Baby all the way around. I like his music. I think he got a lot more context and contents than the rappers these days, his age. He got a lot more substance in his music.
You know what? I have a friend who recently told me the same thing about his music. And
About who music?
about you talking about Lil Baby, right?
Lil Baby, yeah. Lil Baby.
Okay, so and I've heard the record that he performed at the Grammys. He had a record that he was the only one from his generation of rappers who actually addressed the police shootings with the video and the song that he made. So, and that made me say, okay, this young man is on to something. And not only is he on to something, he's doing something that no one else in his generation, because all that shit went down and rappers ain't say shit.
Ain't say nothing. Yeah.
He was the one that made a song and made a video for it. And actually put it out there, and it actually caught my attention, and it's hard to catch my attention because I don't listen to new artists. You know what I'm saying? And I especially don't listen to anybody with LIL in front of their name. It has become it has been run through the mud by several people. So, but in any event, he is, I can agree with, even though I might not listen or like his music, I will say that he does have context more than anyone else in his generation. And I will agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
And I keep up. My nephews put me on Lil Baby when he first got out of one of his first mixtapes, and they just used to play it all the time. I'm saying, okay, what are you talking about? And he do have. I seen him go from like a lot of songs. He got a lot of searches. Even when he get on features, he'll get on features good with the stuff. It seems like he's an artist that get along with most everybody. I done seen him have songs with Lele and everybody across the country. Seems like he'll work with anybody. He's different from the young artists these days. I don't know what it is about Lil Baby, but he's different from the young artists these days.
That's what's up, man. Is there anybody out there that you're planning to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I kind of wanted to work with Scarface. I'm supposed to be getting another feature with Big Poker. I got a song with Ice. He's on Ice album with Big Poker. I've been talking back and forth to him whenever I get time. But other than that, man, I really work with anybody that really just got a creative mind and got something. Because like I said, all my studio, somebody come with me with like an idea. I ain't gonna never hardly turn them down. Like you could ask Sarah, like I had a producer. I had a studio for 10 years, and I'd say 80% of the people I had in there, I recorded for free. Not because that's how I love music. I recorded for free. Anybody money, I wouldn't record anybody come with me, because it was at a time that I was looking for a studio to go. And I know some people, once they hear their own stuff, that'll be inspiration. Once they hear their own voice on that song, they give them inspiration. But a lot of people I recorded for free, that's all they did that. I thought they hear themselves and try to take it to something. The people I recorded free, a lot of them was supposed to be working on, like I recorded free, as long as you're working on a project.
Right.
And you catch me at the right time. But if you just come to record to see how you sound, I ain't messing with you. I charge you. Then used to turn down a lot of people because I had a lot of internal work that I had to do myself on my own.
Right.
Yeah. But Houston is full of talent, though, man. Probably, and my nephews, probably get some more songs for my nephews before they start doing their own thing too far.
The only thing about the music scene that I wish is for more originality. You know, like I get tired of listening to Texas artists that sound like artists from Georgia or artists from Memphis. Or, you know, other places, and it's like, yo, like, okay, if that's the popular sound, let that be the popular sound for them. But make your own sound. Create your own style.
Your own sound. That's what's gonna sell, and then it ain't even about where you're from. It's about getting it out. See, like I used to tell, like people come in there, they want to do a Houston sound. Like if you just do Houston, that's far as you gonna go is Houston.
Right.
You want to be universal in your music. If you just have like a Houston swag, a Houston culture, that's good for Houston, but you want to go farther than Houston.
Right. Absolutely. Because I was going to say, man, like rappers, Rap has came a long way. Because I could remember at one point, rapping at a point where it was over a lot of people's head that it could actually happen. And then, you fast forward a good 5-10 years, the whole complexity of that conversation changed now because look what you're able to do now. At the time where you was back in 2010, that was probably just at the point where I just started making music videos.
Yeah.
But I had already been doing mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I had already built up a nice catalog of mixtapes.
When I researched, I said if I want to do music, one of my things, DJ Bone, he told me like in early 2000, man, you're gonna start doing music, you need to get your computer game up because it's about to switch over.
Wow.
So when I rehearsed the thing, why I hadn't started as early, was getting to a studio and studio time. So I said the main thing to do if I want to do it, I got to have your own studio. You get your own creativity you want to go. You ain't got to be pressured by time when you go into if you have your own studio. And I think a lot of people work comfortably in their own studio. First is pre-production. Now, if you want to go to post-production stuff, go to a big studio. But that cut down on a lot of things by being independent.
Right.
You try to see what's going to cost the most or what you're trying to do. And if you can some kind of way do it yourself, that's going to cut out on a whole lot of money, like beats, production, all that, as far as the production side.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's something I definitely learned years ago. You know what I'm saying? What advice do you have to younger artists? Because it's always younger artists who are aspiring to be. If you could give them any kind of
the main
knowledge.
thing, if you got it in your head to do it, don't procrastinate and do it. Don't be like I did. Wait till I was older in my age till I started getting serious and finally realized that I could do what I've been trying to do all my life. Is like just put your head to it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Or nothing like that. I had to go through all that because I kept my music aspirations under my hat for a long time. Because if you tell somebody what you're trying to do, they'll look at you crazy. But I already knew in my heart sometime I was going to do something with music. It just took happens later in my life to get started for you. Young artists, if you got it on your mind, that's what you want to do, start now. And then when you get my age, you can probably be retired by now.
Right. That's what's up, man. Well, before we get up out of here, could you please tell everybody your social media and how to follow you?
I'm Todd Brown on Facebook, and on Instagram, I'm on it's Time Bomb 133 on Instagram.
All right.
And Time Bomb, you can go check out all my videos. Just search Time Bomb. Time Bomb, Straight Drop, Square Business, Family Business, Retro Hip Hop, and Quarantine Music. And coming out within a few weeks is my 6th album, Timeless. That'll be on all platforms as well.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. I appreciate you hollering at me, man.
I appreciate y'all having me.
You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to do it again. We
got to do it again because we can go just focus on a lot of with Mr. 3-2 about his last days. We could record his old song for another song in the future. We could do something just focus on my time.